Hello everybody, my name is Matt Villegas. I am currently a second year DPT student, and so today I'm going to talk about my experience with training and running a marathon, which is a beast that refuses to be tamed, 26.2 miles. So a little bit about me. When I was in high school, I've did cross country and track and field, long distance running. I really loved back then tripling in events, just working hard, doing the mile, 2 mile, 1600, 3200, and the 800 was its own thing. Sometimes I did it, sometimes I didn't. And then when I felt like having fun, sometimes I would get pulled into the 4x4. But anyways, for the marathon, it's by no means easy. I didn't start thinking about this until I turned 21 in college. So that was my junior year, my third year at UC Irvine, lovely Orange County, and it wasn't until then that I really made this concerted effort and decision to get back in shape. So the reason why was because in the research lab that I would work at with roof flies, I'd hear some of my lab mates talking about their bucket list challenges like skydiving, amongst other things, but the marathon came up. I'd hear them talking about it and it sounded so casual, but I thought about it. I thought about it and I thought about it, and then just hearing their stories, I decided, you know what, why not? I have this experience from doing cross country, doing track and field, and although I never did races on my own after high school, once I went to college, since my focus was on school at that time, I just said, why not? You know what, let's try it, let's see who else is down to run with me, and just try every once in a while. But I knew for myself it was about making this plan, because I knew how to train. I did cross country, I did track and field. I knew the workouts that I did back then. It was just a matter of setting aside the time and prioritizing it to actually do it, and also not psych myself out and just get scared of not going outside and running in this place that was still a little bit unfamiliar, Orange County, but it was really beautiful, the weather and the people that I would see out there on the trails, like bikers and other joggers, and just being able to wave and say hi and not feel weird for being the only one out there on the trails or the roads. But yeah, I did stuff that honestly I never did before with running, because the marathon, 26.2 miles, is a really long distance. 26.2 miles is still the farthest distance I've ever run. And even then, I was injured and hurt. But looking into these websites, right? Running Times, Runner's World, and just reading a ton of articles and blog posts about how to solve the 5K puzzle, and all these tune-up races, and what you should do to build up this plan from couch to 5K and transitioning to the marathon, and then reading books, real books that were suggested by people on these forums, like Born to Run, and these other different philosophies from coaches on how to train. And I took each one with a grain of salt. There were certain ones that appealed to me more, just because I knew myself with how I train. Yes, I do like being out there and just getting used to being on my feet and building up the mileage, because obviously volume and mileage and building up the endurance is what matters most. But I also do enjoy some fun workouts every now and then, like ladders, and just mixing it up having some speed, and feeling fast. If there's any one concept for me that why I just loved running is because I would feel fast, and it would not matter what the time was or who was looking or anything. Just if I felt that, I was happy in the moment and felt successful with whatever workout I was doing. But those were the biggest changes for me as far as trying to do everything on my own without a personal coach, and just running with some friends and having fun every now and then. But yeah, when you decide to train for a marathon, it's always good to have a group, especially for long runs, and forcing yourself to go at a lower level of intensity, and just talking with people and enjoying being out there. Because doing a 20-mile run is very long. Being out there for at least 2 hours. I would run an okay clip of somewhere between 8 to 9 minute miles during that time, but it's a long time to be outside. So after that first hour where I was used to it and running and whatnot, the whole metabolism and everything, it just changes and just wipes you out. That experience is really tough to describe. You just got to feel it. Because yeah, if there's anything I can impart upon you, get to the level where you can do a 20-mile run and then really see the marathon is gonna be a lot, because not only are you running a lot of miles, you're trying to do it within a certain amount of time. But for this first marathon, I took upon the advice of some of my brother's friends, and also people that I would meet when I was warming up during my tune-up races, like 5Ks and whatnot, and just hearing some of their advice from experienced people. And just realizing how this first marathon, even though I was really young, I was doing some stupid stuff, and I definitely could have done the diet a lot better, but just enjoying being out there. If there's any one thing with training for your first marathon, just enjoy being out there. And with the first marathon, just enjoy whatever happens. And that was something I needed to be reminded of. Even though I knew that in my head, I just had this crazy experience during the actual marathon of seeing someone I knew. And someone I'm trudging along, my calves are breaking down, my whole body's breaking down, and just hearing someone I know say hey, Matt, remember me? And what the heck? And hearing the words of encouragement of just finish, and you can't expect what happens on race day. You've done all this training, and just value what happens. And for me, it was really big, because I definitely felt disappointed with how I was able to run pretty darn fast for a very long time, up to the 18-mile mark at a pace of 3 hours, 15 minutes, and then eventually just those last few miles trudging along and finishing at 3 hours, 36 minutes. So for the first marathon, don't worry about your time, but if you want to beat me, that was my time. But that's all I really want to talk about that, at least here. If you aren't Facebook friends with me, you can send me a request. I do sometimes post a vlog after I finish my running workouts, so you can always do that. And then last announcement I have is in 2 weeks on May 17th. Instead of a formal vlog like this, I'm going to do a BeLive.tv video interview with Greg Todd. So look forward to that. There's a photo description on this page. So go check it out. Go check out some of Greg Todd's stuff. And if you're interested in that, looking forward to seeing you then. So feel free to comment and ask questions regarding anything about running here. So I definitely know a lot from my experience with running, but now I know even more about just the whole lower extremity, the whole body as a physical therapy student. So anyways, hope you got something out of this. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you later. All right, adios.